Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Today we're talking about the Harbor Freight Icon Work Light. Now in color. So I'm taking a break from working on the Blazer to talk about the Harbor Freight Icon Work Light. This guy is allegedly 800 lumens. I'm sure Torque Test Channel has done something to test that. What I'm here to tell you about is just my general opinions with it. So I've had this guy for well over a year. In fact, I have several of these. I've got this one in the garage at home. I've got another one at work. I had a second one at work, but I lost it. And then they came out with these shiny new ones in color, so I bought this one. And I basically, the long story short is I am a big fan of these guys. They do have some good things and some bad. The bads are pretty minor, but are worth noting. First thing is the light itself is really good. The quality of the light is just bright enough to see what I need to see without kind of blinding me. I pretty much only ever use the small side. You do have the big side. This is the 800 lumen side. Basically, it has 5 functions. You've got the small little flashlight on the tip. That's really useful for poking inside, say, a fuel tank or somewhere where you need some light but you don't want to have glare. So if you're looking into a small hole. Second one is the outside light, then the outside light that's brighter, then the inside light, then the inside light that's brighter. I pretty much just use the dim one on the inside because that's enough for me. But every now and then I'll use the brighter setting. And like I said, I rarely use this side. And that's mostly down to ergonomics. Which brings me to gripe number 1 with this light. This is on the wrong side. Every one of these lights is most useful stuck down like this with the light shining down. Or if you're on a lift lurking under a car, you stick this to the car and you're looking up. So yeah, that's really why I don't use the bright side. Because it's not actually useful for me. If I, had a roll cart underneath, I could stick this down and then use this to shine up at work. But for most things, I never use this. I only ever use the inside guy and the tip. So if I wanted a brighter light, ideally this would be flipped, and you'd have the dimmer one on the back and the brighter one on the front on the inside. But since the small one is bright enough, I still like it. One of the other minor gripes, and then you can see on this guy, there's a nice little rubber coating on here. It's great. It's a non-slip sort of coating. It's like a little rubber pad to keep things from getting scratched. There's 2 downsides of that. One, all the grit and metal filings in the world stick to the magnet, and so it sticks to the rubber. And then the second thing is, it doesn't last very long. So this one is completely gone, and the one at work is also completely gone. But that being said, those are really the only issues I have. The battery life in real-world testing, or real-world use, has been excellent. No real complaints there. I do have one that seems to only last a couple hours. I get through most of a day, but then it starts blinking and yelling at me. But that's why I have 2. So one's always on the charger, one's in use, and then I just switch them. I also like it's USB-C. You've got a proper battery display. This guy's currently only on 1 bar. I think this one's a little bit brighter. This one's got is fully charged. Now moving on to the new one. Really, the only thing that's changed is the body is blue. They also offer it in red and green, but if you look at the truck, I like blue, so I picked a blue one. I honestly can't really tell if there's any other differences because they seem and feel and work identically. The only thing I will say is I do appreciate that the power light is actually, or the power button is color matched. So it's blue on this one, it's red on this because it was red. The green one's green, and the red one is also red. But yeah, these guys, I think they run about $40, and you can get a coupon for them. And for $40, it's a heck of a deal. For $30 when they're on sale, it's a really screaming deal. And I think I may have gotten one of these black ones as cheap as $25 about a year or so ago. But going along with that, I figured I'd show you guys something else that costs $40. This one right here, also in blue, because it only came in blue, I think, is the Blue Ion from Cornwell Tools. So this is a tool truck tool, so you know it's going to be expensive. You expect it's going to be nice and good, but it's sorely lacking in comparison to this guy. The one thing that I didn't even mention with these is that it actually, you know, if you pick a light setting and then you let it sit and you turn it off, well, once you let it sit for a while, you turn it off, it will just turn off. But then when you want to turn it back on again, it remembers what light you were on. This one, which I think was on sale for $40 at the tool truck, you don't get that feature. There's no brain to it. You hit the button once, you get the main light. You hit the button again, you get the flashlight on the tip. And then you hit it again and you turn it off. If you want to turn it off, if you're using the main beam right here and you want to turn it off, no matter how long it's been on, you have to hit the button twice to turn it off. If you want the flashlight, you have to cycle through the main one every time. One little nifty feature is that they actually put a little hole in the bottom, so you can use the flashlight without opening it, so that's cool. You also have a similar illuminated display for battery level. But overall, this feels much cheaper. This feels like a premium tool. This is a premium tool price, but doesn't feel very premium. One thing that is nice though is that you can actually turn it. So whereas this one has lights on both sides, this one you can turn 180 degrees. So you can get the light kind of exactly where you want it. But going back to the downside of the expensive tool truck brand, the battery isn't very well held in this. If you actually touch it, you can feel a springiness, and when you drop it, the light goes out a little bit. Because it's literally a battery on with a little spring like your AA batteries, and it's pointed upwards, springs on the bottom. You drop it, it breaks contact for a second. So I'm not a big fan of that. And again, I have to cycle through to turn it off. Other features that this guy has is a little hangy hook, which I've never used and find to be an annoyance because it's always coming undone. And it has the same similar sort of, magnet to it, which is a little bit weaker. This is actually a stronger magnet. And fun fact, thing you weren't thinking about while you're using this, I actually sometimes use these guys as a little magnetic pickup tool. So if I'm working on something and I happen to drop a bolt, I will just grab this like that, stick it down the engine, grab that nut, and go back to work. So having a magnetic pickup tool is useful, but if you're in a pinch, this does the trick. Kind of little secret feature there. So anyway, those are just kind of some basic opinions and a little bit of a review on the Harbor Freight Icon light. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Stupid clip. Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Today we're talking about the